Okay, Amanda, the first thing I want to talk about is this whole idea of a contact vault. So this is your CRM, if you will, but I'm just going to call it a vault because, well, the big thing is that all companies, in particular sales departments within the companies, have an intellectual property, and that intellectual property is their contacts. So to emphasize just how important all of this is, I'm going to call it a vault. It's my word, use it. Okay, so your contact vault. Now each pod team has their own vault because you're dealing with different customers. So here is your vault, and Amanda and Adrian and Shauna, and then the pod 2 is Alan, Brogan, Tracy, Mary Lennon. Pod 3 would be Elaine. Pod 4, Donal. Pod 5, Brian. Pod 6, Gina. Now these are as per what you've given me. They can change. I mean, to me, it's only they're just names. But you've identified 6 pods, and I've just built my system around them. Now the big thing is, and again, all of this can change, but part of the vault is to understand what you're actually capturing. So what each pod is capturing. So you take along here on the red, there is common information that you need to capture, and that is the lead type, when you last checked this lead type, which is the contact date check, what week you checked it in. This all kicks into place down the road, especially when you're building history. The client category, and again I'll come back to that in a little bit in terms of what I have assumed are your client categories, but again this can all change. And then there's the relevant information, the company name, the address, the contact, the title, the email, the phone. Now here's the big thing. With all contacts, the one thing that should be absolute, it's a must across individually with each rep and within each department, you must understand what your marketing history is, generically speaking, to each contact. By which I mean, and I've just chosen these ones here as probably the things that I would see as being important, but again they can change. But whatever they are, they have to be known what the criteria is, that everybody, no matter whether you're in pod 1, pod 5 or pod 6, it's all the same. You ask the first question, have I sent this contact a brochure? Have, or do I know if they're reading our newsletter? Again, I can come back to all of this. Have I sent them an email, a hunting email? Have I done a pitch to them? Have I done a direct mail pitch? Now, I've just gleaned these from the bits and pieces that you've told me. They can all change, but the important thing here is that each pod in each contact vault is collecting the same information across many different clients. Now, this ultimately, and I just will end up in the total contact vault, and again I'm going to come back to that in a little bit.